the energy to go. They respond quickly, but this is going to push him it's going to drive him to the line, and he's fighting for every second. He's fighting for the win, but he's fighting for every second as well.
The sprint to the finish line, the Aramco Houston Half Marathon, side by side, they race to the line. Will he be edged out at the finish? Jamal Yimmer falls back.
This is the finish line from this year's Houston Half Marathon. A nail-biting finish with two athletes finally separating themselves from the other runners over the final 200 meters. For the previous 59 minutes, these world-class distance runners had been cranking out 4-minute and 30-second miles, blazing the streets of Houston like madmen possessed. But now, it finally came down to this. And despite what you may have heard about this finish, this is what actually happened come the end of this year's Houston Half Marathon.
Will he be edged out at the finish? Jamal Yimmer falls back. We have side by side. Too close to call at the finish of the Aramco Houston Half Marathon. What a stunning finish, John.
Yeah, and he would have been, I'm trying to look up the year. It's been like decades since the Americans won this race outside of the U.S. Championship.
Coming in first in this race was Adisu Gobena from Ethiopia, and finishing less than 1/10 of a second behind was Conner Mantz from the United States. Now, both athletes were given times of 59 minutes and 17 seconds, which equates to an overall pace of 4:31 per mile. But because of this box-out strategy at the end, Gobena was able to take down Mantz by just 0.04 seconds. Now, if you're paying attention, you might think that something is off about this finish, and that's because it is. Over these final moments, Gobena cuts to the left, impedes Mantz from charging to the lead, and in the process, he manages to block Mantz from reaching the finish line, and they almost hit the person holding the finish line right here. This is illegal. In track and field and in road running, rules clearly state that impeding another athlete is grounds for disqualification. And to be more specific, I'll put the full rules on the screen, which states that any competitor who deliberately obstructs or hinders another athlete's progress during a race by running out of their lane, cutting in front of another runner, or jostling them can be disqualified. Am I missing something here? In watching this race over and over and over again, I found myself at a crossroads. Do I just accept the results as published by the Houston Half, or do I raise the situation to a bigger audience? This just wasn't right, and only adding to the drama of this situation was the fact that Conner Mantz just did something that I have literally been waiting 18 years to witness, as his race took down one of the longest-standing American records in all of athletics. You see, all the way back in 2007, Ryan Hall became the first United States runner to break the 1-hour barrier for the half marathon, running his previous American record in 59 minutes and 43 seconds. And this picture right here was burned into my memory forever. This record was huge for many reasons. It was one of the first live-streamed races that I got to witness, it was a groundbreaking moment in the half marathon, and I was also a huge Ryan Hall fan when I was younger, as I watched him compete in high school and at Stanford. By all accounts, Hall's 59:43 was one of the most famous American records that I had ever gotten to witness, and for Conner Mantz, he just crushed the national record by 26 seconds, and he actually did it in the exact same city, as Hall's previous time was also achieved in Houston. Mantz's time and half-marathon effort were both absolutely incredible, and regardless of the finish, he still now is the proud owner of the American record in the half-marathon. But the issue of whether or not this finish was actually legal still stands. After this half-marathon finished, many people went online to express their frustrations and their concerns, calling for a DQ for Gobena's actions, and even a few online articles have been written expressing the exact same frustrations. Now, from my perspective, it's pretty cut and dry that this was, in fact, a real impeding issue, but over the past few days, nothing has changed. Some have pointed out that while this was some form of impeding, it wasn't a dramatic full-body shove type situation, and as such, it doesn't deserve a full DQ. Others have also pointed out that sometimes when an athlete is running at full speed at the end of a race, they sometimes just naturally protect their first place positions, and because they just want that first place prize so bad, they might accidentally impede someone else. But all the same, accidentally impeding someone is still impeding someone, and I can't appreciate wanting to win so bad that you accidentally do something like this.